Tenways is calling this bike the Ego X, the urban all-arounder, that it was born to outperform the league. Not sure exactly what that means, but I'm gonna go with it. They say it's primed for daily errands and cross-country adventures. And they say that it's got more power, more cargo room, and more comfort than most commuters. Now, I call this the epitome of a high-end bike with a low-end price, because this only costs $2,100. And now I know what you're thinking, 2,100 bucks is a lot of money, but when you take a closer look at what that buys you, it's actually a very good price. I'll get into all that in just a minute, but first I want to talk about why these guys can make a high quality product for a low price. After all, their mission is, and I quote, to make high quality e-bikes accessible to all. So the first thing these guys have is what they call a robust supply chain. And that basically just means that they get the best parts for the best prices. The second thing is they have 2 years of industrial experience, so they know how to make a bike, and they oversee a lot of the manufacturing process. And the evidence of that goes back to 2021 when they launched their first e-bike and raised almost $830,000. They're also based in the Netherlands, and for some reason, I like that. It's just a place where you can trust people. And now that we got all that stuff out of the way, let me show you why I think this is the epitome of a high-end bike with the mid-range price. And the first thing I want to talk about is the look and design. The first thing is how smooth the frame is. Up in the head tube, where you typically see a lot of welding scars, there's nothing. That is baby bum smooth. Coming down by the battery, down by the cranks, there's 0 welding scars. Well, I guess there is one right there in the rear fork, but everywhere else, it is nice and smooth. And then check out this built-in headlights. Never seen a bike with a headlight built into the frame, and I just think that looks pretty dang cool. Moving down to the battery, it's a seamless transition. They groove that out so you can use that to take it out if you wanted to charge it out of the bike. But one thing that's different is they painted this. It makes it so you really can't tell that it's an e-bike. The wiring is all internal, you know, up here in the front, of course it's there, but most bikes, the wiring goes internal around the head tube. Up here, it's in the stem. And once that goes in, it's gone. Like there's no trace of it until the very back part right here. I want to talk about the rack for a second because I just like the design of that. This arm from the back comes in and then goes up the frame, and then it just screws in to the bike with 2 screws. And it looks like it's just hovering. If you want to put a license plate, you could back here. You got aluminum fenders, 2 screws underneath the saddle for a water bottle. This also comes in 3 colors and 3 different sizes, with a rider size rating of 5'3" on the low end up to 6'5", and that spans all 3 of those sizes. Now, I'm a 5'11" guy. I have the medium size, got the saddle raised up to where I have a slight bend in my knee, and this gives you more of a mountain bike style posture, but it's still pretty comfortable. It's pretty lightweight at less than 60 pounds, 59 to be exact, and it can carry a rider up to 300 pounds. The next thing I want to talk about is power, because at the time they made this bike, which is about 1.5 years ago, at that time they put in one of Bafang's latest releases, which is the M410 mid-drive motor. Now this bad boy is not impressive as far as watts. It's only a 250 watt motor, but it is impressive as far as motor reaction time. Mid-drive motors are torque sensor motors, and as soon as you put pressure in the cranks, it goes. Now with that smaller size motor, you know, 250 watts, you don't have a fast top speed. There's 5 pedal assist levels like most bikes. I'm gonna hit it to level 5 and put it in the highest gear. You can only top out at 20 miles an hour. Now, as you can see, as you take a look at the handlebars, there's no throttle. This is a pedal bike only, which means if you wanna go somewhere, you gotta pedal. Now, the best thing about that motor is that it produces 80 Newton meters of torque. And with it being mid-drive and with it being Bafang, you can climb some hills. We're gonna go off-road in here. Let's see what we can do. Oh yeah, here we go. Oh yeah, it just rained. Oh, that's so muddy. It's been raining all day. It's crazy soft. Let me have one more go. Yippee-ki-yo, let's go. Oh yeah, let's go. Oh geez. Ooh, okay, that's a little too steep. That was like a 40% grade. And if you decide to take this off-road, you'd be all right, because the first thing you have are 29-inch puncture-resistant tires. Now, they're not off-road tires, they're more of a street tire. The second thing is the Suntour suspension. You can lock it out, and when fully open, it has got some nice travel. I cannot hit the bottom. Suntour all the way! There's a Sella Royal saddle, very nice grips, I do like those, and then very nice Tektro hydraulic brakes. It just hits all the pressure points just right for a pretty comfortable ride. I wanna take a minute and talk about the ride and the feel. As you can hear, it sounds pretty good. You don't have any pops or cracks or squeaking or grinding, none of that. Really don't have any complaints with the ride and feel. All right, I want to stop for a second and just talk about one thing that I didn't like, and that's with the tail light. I think they took the internal wiring a little too far because for the tail light, they ran the wire up in the fender. One of the places where they tied it, it came loose and was hitting the tire. And I didn't want to take the tire off to fix it, so I just unplugged it and took the light off. So kudos for them for doing that, but at the same time, there's the potential for some issues there. To wrap up, I want to talk about the range. And the first thing is you can take this out, turn it, pops out, and then twist that. And that is a 36 volt, 10 amp hour, but they say you can buy that in a 15 amp hour. This is UL certified. It takes 5 hours to charge, and they say it can take you up to 62 miles. All right, we're down to the last two things. The first is this is water resistant. Little light drizzle, light rain, you'd be okay. And the second thing is the 2-year warranty. And that's pretty much it. So that's the Tenways AGO X, or it could be AGOX, not sure. Well, for me, I was pretty impressed with the type of gear that you get for $2,100. You have a mid-drive motor, you have Tektro hydraulic brakes, those are higher end brakes. You got a seamless, beautifully crafted and welded and painted frame. Internal wiring, Suntour front suspension, aluminum fenders, 29-inch tires. If you want more details on this bike, I'll have it in the description. And if you want to check out other bikes that I reviewed from Tenways, I'll have them up here somewhere. So go check those out. As always, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.